Today I'm speaking with Sara Colombe, the FFA advisor and egg teacher out at Hoven High School in Hoven, South Dakota. Sara is a 2010 graduate of Little Falls Community High School and a 2014 graduate of South Dakota State University. Sara, first and foremost, maybe for the listeners that don't know who you are, give us a little bit of your background and how you decided you wanted to be an egg teacher and then decide to stay in South Dakota and teach at a relatively small high school.
Sure. So I grew up from Little Falls. I graduated from Little Falls Community High School in 2010. I was very active in 4-H for 12 years on the Morrison County level and also at the state level by showing sheep, rabbits, dogs on the livestock side, but also participated in every non-livestock area that we offer: clothing, food, home environment, etc. My family, we grew up on a cow-calf operation, and I'm a fifth-generation beef farmer, and actually competing at the Minnesota Beef Ambassador Contest my senior year of high school in 2009 was when I really was inspired to be an egg teacher, and I found my niche of educating others about the beef community, but also the agriculture community. So I toured some different colleges and found that South Dakota State University was just a college that met my needs and also my goals in life of being an agriculture education teacher. Staying in South Dakota was kind of a combination of things. First, I did a lot of my coursework out in South Dakota and surrounding schools to Brookings, and I made a lot of great connections with the egg teachers in South Dakota. So that's one of the reasons why I stayed in South Dakota. I had a really good connection with the other agriculture teachers from across the state. My current position in Hoven High School, it was just a position that I knew the agriculture program, knowing the alumni from that, and really wanted to help continue that tradition and program for the future of this town.
Now, was there any challenges moving to Hoven when you became the egg instructor out there?
There was some challenges. Thinking of a first teacher standpoint, I'm just learning the community. Every community is different. Understanding, learning about the traditions of the students, getting to know the students, getting to know families who, if you have questions or have events going on, who can I contact to help out with those events would probably be, as a first-year teacher, main thing of just getting used to the community. And I started my position in January, which is not typical for some teaching positions. They usually start in the fall. So just kind of picking up from the middle of the year, kind of not being exposed to the fall events of football, volleyball, homecoming, kind of those big events. But just kind of going in, knowing the students and the community as well would probably be the first challenge as a first-year teacher. Another one would be just curriculum development, knowing how to teach certain contents. And with agriculture, we're so broad in our topic areas that we have to be knowledgeable in each one, and just knowing how can I teach that, or where should I look, or kind of challenge myself with doing some things different. Again, another challenge new teachers face, either in agriculture, elementary ed, or even secondary education. And kind of a unique challenge I was faced was May 2014, Hoven High School lost their entire high school due to a fire. So we're in a temporary location in the hospital, which is closed in 2010. And so starting from scratch in a smaller room, not having the necessary supplies, I had textbooks, but I was teaching an agriculture mechanics course, didn't have engines or electricity tools or woodworking tools, so that was a challenge, but I knew that when I was applying for the position and still wanted to go towards it.
And of course, agriculture is so multifaceted when it comes to stuff, and of course, you also are the FFA advisor. What's it been like? I know you were involved in FFA in high school. What was it like now taking the head leadership role at your own high school?
It is a little different. I'm a party planning, kind of very detailed oriented, but it is different of just thinking on that upper level. Okay, like we have contests coming up. Our national convention was a recent one. Making sure, okay, do I have the appropriate paperwork that my students need to attend this event? Do we have them pay for their ticket? Who do make sure you get that money in time, organizing, even leaving the school, okay, requesting my leave, finding a sub, developing sub plans. It's kind of an additional job, but it's a rewarding component of being an agriculture educator. So as an FFA, it's exciting to see your students be successful, not necessarily first place or second place, but seeing them grow from contest to contest. So it is a unique side. During the contest setting, a lot of the advisors help with the contest of calculating scores and grading different components. So it is a different part of side that a lot of students don't realize, but it is a rewarding component as an ag teacher.
And you mentioned the National FFA Convention, and that just wrapped up last week. You went down there this year. Was that your first time attending National Convention over in Louisville, Kentucky?
Actually, this was my first time as an advisor. I have served. This is my fourth National FFA Convention that I personally attended. Back in 2013, I was in Louisville, Kentucky for the convention, and I served as a National Agriculture Educators Association Teach Ag Ambassador. So I helped at the Teach Ag booth during the trade show component, which was a great experience. And then last year, I attended Louisville as a student teacher, and that really got my feet wet of being in an advisor position. Different than the trade show, we attended sessions and just getting excited for FFA, seeing the national team doing opening and closing ceremonies, listening to inspiring speakers, and listening to retiring addresses from the national officer team. So it was kind of interesting as the years progressed of my involvement. I've changed roles and have grown as an advisor for this organization.
And of course, you mentioned you also were a student teacher. What was one of the things that you took away from your teacher advisor when you were doing your student teaching out in South Dakota?
Just to pick one, that would be very difficult. But I think the main thing is just to see the time that you put into teaching and also FFA. I tell my kids my typical schedule. I'm usually there at school by 7:15, 7:30, and I don't get home till 6 o'clock, at least at school setting. And then I usually take a break, and then I'm back to working stuff in my apartment, finishing up some things, either FFA or the classroom. So just main thing is just the work that is involved of providing the students opportunities in a strong agriculture education program.
And of course, for somebody that may be thinking about joining FFA, what is one piece of advice that you would give, say, a freshman or even maybe an upperclassman in high school if they're looking to join FFA for the first time?
One of the requirements which makes us a unique organization is they do need to be enrolled in an agriculture education class. Contact your local agriculture teacher. It might be just for one semester you need to be enrolled in a class, or a whole year or quarter. Again, talk to your advisor with that. But they need to be in an agriculture classroom to be an FFA, to not just be an FFA. And the reason why is, as agriculture educators, we have a three-circle model. And with that model, we have classroom instruction, supervised agriculture experience, and FFA. And we use what we learn in the classroom, we apply to FFA competitions that we have. And we also apply it to a supervised agriculture experience. So if you're missing one of those kind of components, you have a short kind of a tilted chair. It doesn't stand still because you're missing a leg. So I would strongly encourage people interested in agriculture teachers, contact those ag teachers to see how you can be enrolled in an agriculture class.
And one final question, Sarah. What is probably your funnest class to teach out there at Hovind High School?
That's another difficult question. I would have to say a few. My favorite would probably be junior high ag classes. call me crazy, but that age group, they're full of energy, which is great. They're excited to learn about whatever content you're teaching. As long as you funnel their energy to keep them focused on the content. To me, that's a very exciting class because they're excited to learn about agriculture, and we cover everything. So then they are exposed to different career options, animal science, plant science, food science, kind of a wide open class with that. But I also have to say a couple plugs. I am a hands-on learner. So I love agriculture mechanics, so engines, electricity. I also taught land surveying. So the hands-on opportunities, that's what makes us unique. So those are also my fun classes to teach as well.
All right, and we've been speaking with Sara Colombe, the FFA advisor and agricultural education instructor, educator out at Hoven High School in Hoven, South Dakota.